the agenda of today's session. So agenda is first point, communication and communication related issues. Yeah, this is a very common issues, guys. This happens with each and every team members, each and every project. Sometime we feel it's a good communication, fair communication. Sometimes the communication goes on a very bad level. Second topic is communication tools, pros and cons. Yeah, guys. Uh, Technology in today's date is very advanced. We have lot many communication tools using phone, mobile, chatting app, text messages, social media sites are there for communication. But everywhere we have some sort of pros and cons when we are dealing with such kind of tools. So I'll provide some sort of lights on these areas also. And our third topic is facilitation techniques and common issues. So guys, when you are working as a agile coach, maybe you are working as only agile coach or expert agile coach, specialized agile coach or a principal agile coach, at that time when you are doing facilitation, at at the same time there are some sort of common issues, or maybe I'm saying common mistakes which we are doing, and this is the reason sometime our facilitation goes on a very wrong way. So what kind of these mistakes we are doing unknowingly, not purposefully, and how to manage these things. So I'll provide some sort of information on these areas. So first, starting with for first point of our agenda, communication related issues. So guys, I'm giving a simple example. One manager who is a good manager, he is technically expert. He knows lot many things in terms of technology, in terms of tools, in terms of process. So and he's appointed in the organization on a very good position. When that particular person enters in the office from the door, at that time everyone is looking to that person, because after looking that person, the team members feel very fresh and very happy. If sometime that particular person took a leave, team members missing that particular person. Do you know why? Because when that person entered in the office, at that time that person looks around, just take a look on each and with each and every team members, with each and every person of office, and just said hi, or just said good morning, good afternoon, like that. Or maybe sometime he just stopped somewhere and asked the person, how are you, how do you feeling. So this is just a casual communication with each and every team members, and this is not purposefully, or this is not regarding any particular thoughts, or to gain something. This is just a casual things, and he or she is giving a very good smile every time to team members. However, pressure is there on his shoulder or on his head, but still he is giving a very good smile to every person. He listen every person very carefully. If possible, he gives solutions also. If possible, he just assured that person that I'll get back to you on your question or on your thoughts, and try to find out something which is better for you. Maybe these lines are provided a boost. These lines are provided a connectivity between that person's heart to other person's heart. And this is the reason everybody is waiting for that person daily. Just look at that person, feel happy, and started their work. If that person is not around, then maybe team members missing that person, maybe sometime doing some sort of mistakes also. Now, so how to manage these things? So basically, if I'm saying the characteristics of agile coach, then the characteristics of agile coach from communication point of view is a good listener. Guys, when somebody approach you, maybe for casual discussion, maybe some sort of serious discussion, maybe some sort of blockers, or maybe some sort of problems. Maybe these problems are personal, maybe these problems are professional. Agile coach is a person who is a good listener always. So you have to listen first carefully to that person, what exactly that person trying to tell you. Then analyze what exactly the problem of that person. If you analyze wisely, then you can ask the question after finishing that person's communication. Ask the question to that person, are you talking about this issue? Are you talking about this problem? Or are you talking about on this particular topic? If you are correct, that person will say yes. If you are not correct, maybe that person will gives you more insight on that. Now ask that person few questions, like what exactly that person wants from you, which kind of help that person required from your side. Maybe it's a technical help, maybe it's a process related help, maybe it's agile related help, maybe it's something other helps, in terms of communication, in terms of behavioral, in terms of trainings, in terms of mentorship, or something else. So there are a lot many topics are available. Maybe the person required some sort of different help. So when you are truly listening that particular person, at that time that person open up everything in front of you. This may happens that you may know that situation previously, but still you have to listen carefully what the person is telling to you, because maybe this happens that you know the one side of coin and the person telling you the second side of coin, and by this way you have a good knowledge about both side of coin, and now you are able to provide the solution. Here again one thing guys, you have to provide the solution when the person will ask you. Till the time you should not provide the solution, you should ask the question to person, okay, this is a problem which you are facing, so what exactly the solution you are thinking in your mind to resolve these things. Because when somebody have some sort of problem, I'm giving a simple example. uh, I'm working with one of a team in my organization, and a few team members are avoid to communicate with me. I don't know why. And now this is the issue, because without communicating with these team members, I'm not able to complete my work. So this is my problem. Now solution for this is, those team members should communicate with me. Those team members should allow me to enter in their areas, maybe professional point of view, and provide me some sort of help. So this may be the solution for that. Now I'm communicating with same problem with my agile coach. Agile coach asks me what exactly your solution is. I'm giving the solution. Now this solution is incomplete. How incomplete? I'll tell you. These guys who are avoiding me, these guys should start communicating with me. These guys should allow me to enter in their technical life, in their professional life, maybe professional point of view, and give me the help. So this is an incomplete solution. Complete solution will be when these guys allow me, when these guys feel that after communicating with me, these guys are safe. I'm not taking their responsibilities, or maybe I'm not taking over their work. So when these guys feel these things, then these guys will start communicating with me, and by this way only the communication will establish. Agile coach will provide me some sort of solution for that. Maybe I have to speak with these guys randomly, not only regarding the issues, but on casual work areas also, like what exactly these guys are working, how these guys are working in that particular area, what kind of technologies these guys are using, how hard that particular technology is, and so on. So lot many solutions agile coach provided me, and based on these solutions I am trying one by one solution to communicate with these guys, and slowly these guys started absorbing me in their group, and later on these guys also started providing me solution without demand from my side. So by this way, guys, communication established and communication started. So first point, not truly listening. So if we avoid truly listening, I'm giving an example. One of a team member approaches to one of a manager. That manager is looking into their telephone, or maybe in their mobile, or maybe reading their emails, or maybe doing some work, and ask the team member to speak with him because he is busy. Simultaneously, he is listening to that team member also. This is something, guys, where we are not truly giving our attention to that particular team member. Doesn't matter how junior that team member is, doesn't matter on what point that team member is talking. If you are busy, just give that person a time that you have to approach me on this time. I am free, I listen you very carefully, but right now I am really busy, I am not able to provide you 100% attention. So that person will also understand that you are busy, and this is the reason you are not able to provide the 100% time for their problem, and that person go back. So if you communicate like this, maybe you are keeping your impression same with that particular person. If you are just giving a sort of time and you are working in your areas, maybe you are missing those important points which that persons want to tell you, and this way this communication goes on wrong direction. Maybe it goes on some sort of misunderstood also. So this is the reason, avoid not truly listening points when somebody approaches you, assuming you know the managers, you know the message before the person finishes. So I already told you that maybe you know the one side of coin, and you have to listen the person carefully so that you may understand the second side of coin also. By this way only you can understand what exactly the situation, and in that situation what exactly happened and why that particular things are happen. Now, interrupting the speakers. So guys, when somebody is telling you something very eagerly, very potentially, expressing their feelings, at that time interrupting with that particular person is really I may say it's a bad manners, because you are not listening completely to that particular person, you are just giving your thought in the middle. So first listen everything carefully, keep your points in your mind, and once this person finishes their communication, finishes their everything, every words, then start your point to point communication, that you said these things, for these things these are the solutions, or these are my thoughts. Now again, guys, when you are communicating with any person, at that time don't force your communication to uh, your team members or to your management or to your client. Says this is my thought, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you are correct, but I'm thinking that if we go with this way, maybe we will achieve these many things. Here guys, you are diplomatically giving solution to the person. Now it's on their responsibility, they have to take it or they have to leave it. Maybe they will take it and you will achieve the success, maybe they will leave it and they may face the failurity. But if they face the failurity, they will not blame you, because you already given them a solution and they haven't listened it, and this is the reason the failurity is there. They know all these things, so they can't blame you. So by this way also, guys, you are communicating. um, Again, one thing, guys, when you are communicating with your team members, when you are giving opportunities to your team members, I'm giving a true example in my life. I joined T System on 3rd May 2018, and my manager was Rohit Sinha. He is still my manager. And the day when I joined my manager, first day my manager told me that you are appointed here for so and so position, and I'm giving you an opportunity that the entire field is open for you. in your areas. You have to start your work. Just don't bother about the success and failurity. You just do your work. You just run. You just open your every experience and start working on those particular areas. Don't wait for time and opportunity. Let the opportunity find you, to grab you and to give you the success. So this is just open for you. Every forum, everything is open for you. You just do work. And I started work, and till date guys, I am working in same manner. I face sometime failurity, but doesn't matter because my manager never stopped me. He always encouraged me in every area, in terms of technology, in terms of guidance, in terms of coaching, in terms of training, in terms of mentoring, even in terms of sessions also, which I am giving you. This is also somewhere the boost which comes from my manager. He always gives me, and this is the reason, not only me but the team members who are comes under Rohit Sinha or maybe my manager, those every team members love him. And when our manager asks us to stretch some time and to do some sort of work for him, at that time we never see the clock, we never see the day, we never see our personal belongings or our personal priority. We just work for him because he gives us a open sky to fly, and he always provide us the limit is the open sky. Sky is the limit for you guys. And when we face a failurity and when we meet him, he even says that failurity is not a big issue guys, because failurity is a first step of success. When you face failurity means you done something, and if you done something, you got failurity, now you learn something, occupy those learning points, start your journey again, and you get a success. And these things are true guys. When you are working in your day-to-day life, when you are facing failurities also, just don't panic. Just think this is the first step of my life towards the success. And if I'm not getting fail, how can I learn these things? So just when you just fail, when you just took it positively, then you are moving towards success. And this is the things which my managers gives me in terms of communication. Maybe this is written communication, maybe this is oral communication, maybe this is some sort of communication which he gives us in a casual language. Maybe sometime when we are doing our coffee break or tea break, or some sort of end of the meeting, after meeting we just communicated with each other for 5 minutes. At that time he just throw a line, and that particular line provide us a bigger boost most of the time. So this is something guys, when you are doing with your team members, at that time your team members started appreciating you, started loving you, started obeying you, and they started fighting for your every word. They never let you down. They always says that this is my manager's word, I'll do anything for this, and I'll never let my manager fall down. These are the things guys which you can achieve through communications. Now if I'm saying uh, my ma- if I'm saying that while communicating with team members, if you are using you word than I, then what will happen? Say for example, I am a manager and some team members come to me. They discuss about some sort of issues, maybe process related, technical related, some sort of risk which they haven't identified previously, and suddenly those risks appear in running show way, and they face some sort of blockers. So they come towards me and they started discussing me. And after the discussion, I started discussing with this point: you haven't recognized these things, or you haven't identified these things. You have done some sort of these mistakes, guys. Somewhere when I'm talking in this manner, I'm giving them a feeling that you guys are in failurity, not I'm in a failurity. You guys done this job, you guys done these mistakes, and this is the reason you are in this situation. Guys, this is a very bad thing, this is a wrong thing. when we are interpreting with our team members. Rather than interpreting like this, you have to start your communication like this way, that oh, you are facing this problem, oh, so we haven't identified this. When we said we haven't, we means even I am including myself in your issues, that I also haven't identified these issues, and because we are facing these issues, so we all are guilty, and now if we are guilty, we have to make some sort of solution to come out from this guilty situation before it's too late. And then when I am started providing them solutions, that guys, it's fine, we fail, we face the situation, we face this kind of risk, it's still fine, gives them a coolness that it's fine guys, we are failing, it's fine, there is a risk, it's fine, there is a blocker, but time never flies yet, we still have a time that we can apply some sort of solution. Now ask the team member. Now guys, when we are thinking from one mind, from one brain, at that time we use maybe max to max 10 solutions. But when we discuss the same situation in a team with 10 team members, we have a 10 minds, we have 10 brains, and if we are thinking from 10 brain point of view, then we have hundreds of solutions which may never we realize or I realize. So when we are discussing it in a team format, at that time we got the solutions slowly, and when we are get the solutions from team members, maybe we can just need to alter that particular solution so that we can work it very sharply, very properly, and very smartly, and we can avoid the situation which may occur in future, and we can grab the success very easily by unknowingly. We so not other people's or not management, not even client understand or know that we face some sort of such kind of situation, we analyze the solution, we applied it, and we got the success. So by this way, if we started our communication with team members, maybe we will get success. And this is the reason guys, communication is a very important point in our life when we are working in day-to-day life, in our job, in our office premises. Now if I say about our second communication tools, pros and cons. Say guys, if I'm talking about my team members who are sitting with me under one roof, then maybe we can communicate one on one, maybe face to face, in some sort of desk discussion, maybe tea break discussion, maybe after lunch discussion, or maybe some sort of discussion when we have a free time, 10-15 minutes free time, and we speak with each other on some sort of solutions. But if we are sitting on geographical locations, we are sitting on different locations in today's situation, due to COVID pandemic, we all are sitting in our home offices, we are not in our office premises. So in such situation, we are majorly use the communication tools, the tools which are approved by T-System and Deutsche Telekom, like Jabber and Skype. Some sort of other tools, maybe some team members are use like WhatsApp or text messaging, or any other tools, maybe social media tools for their normal communication. But guys, these tools have some sort of advantages, some sort of disadvantages also. Now we will first communicate with what kind of advantages we have. So first advantage is sharing content. It's very easy to share the content with each other. If we are using Jabber or Skype, then maybe we are sharing the content of maybe document content, maybe presentation content through our these communication medias with each other. This is a one of the advantage. We are doing just messaging, immediate messaging, and we got the reply on that particular message. So here we do not require any sort of meeting for communication. By just doing messaging, we can complete our task, or we can achieve our goal immediately. We may share knowledge also. Say for example, I'm stuck somewhere in terms of work, maybe in terms of reporting, maybe in terms of doing something in my project management tool. Maybe I don't know how to update, how to delete, or how to alter my particular things in particular project management tool. Then maybe I required some sort of help from some sort of specialized person, so I am trying to communicate with that particular person through messaging, and that particular person provide me all the solutions, maybe with screenshots, so that may help. So here I am done knowledge sharing also. This is a partial knowledge sharing which I done within a few minutes using my communication tools. So this is also happens very easily, no need for 30 minutes or 20 minutes meeting invite for this. This is very easy. Skipping travel expenses, because guys, when you are traveling from one place to another place, from one country to another country, the cost goes from your cost center, and your cost center is completely dependent on the project cost. If you are traveling frequently from one place to another place, then maybe it affected your cost center, maybe it affected on your billing cycles also. So we are skipping these expenses, we are saving the money, our cost center money. Maybe it helpful for us in near future. Increasing connectivity with your customer, you can communicate with your customer time to time, you can communicate with your customer regarding the updates in projects, regarding the updates on their requirements, their cards, or maybe you can ask them if they have some sort of new requirement. If somewhere the communication is delayed, you can just ping your customer, hey man, I send you some sort of mail with so and so line, and you haven't yet responded. We are just waiting for your response so that we can proceed further. And by this way, when you are communicated with your client, at that time your client can immediately respond you on your mail. Maybe your client miss that particular mail or skip that particular mail due to some reason, your client will focus on those areas and gives you immediate attention. Now, idea management. So, guys, if I have some sort of ideas, say in terms of technical, or maybe in terms of client requirement, client has provided me some sort of requirement for future, and we are working on that particular requirement. Now, I got some ideas to make this requirement much better than our discussion. So I find out some sort of related documents or some sort of related evidence, maybe using Google, maybe using our previous project. And with this collective data, I'll approach to my manager, maybe my product owner, maybe my scrum master, and provide this idea or represent this idea in front of them with all collective evidences, and ask them, can we make changes in this requirement likewise, so that we can provide more and more better feature to our client when this idea will implement in client's production environment. If that idea is good, maybe your product owner immediately approach to client and present the same idea in front of client. Maybe your client like that idea and provide you appreciation. Maybe that appreciation goes with some sort of beneficial for you in future. So in this way you can express your ideas through messaging tools on beginning level, and then you can communicate it with some sort of meeting invites also. Encourage innovation, guys. When you are conducting some sort of meetings or some sort of ceremonies in agile, at that time just don't start with agenda. Maybe sometime you can start with some sort of encouragement or maybe some sort of innovations in your meetings. Say for example, in retrospective meetings, I have to conduct the retrospective meetings, but on the beginning of meeting I announced few names of my team members, and I provided their working structure. They had done a very good work in last sprint. They may help some sort of team members They may work very wisely, they may provided some sort of quality works, they may communicated very well in the team, outside the team, maybe with product owner, maybe with client on some sort of issues, some sort of dealings, some sort of blockers, and they got a very good feedback. So this is somewhere you are encouraging the team members, so rest of team members can get the idea, can get the knowledge from these team members and try to act like that and make their self more and more polished. So by this way you are started encouraging, and not only encouraging the other team members, but you are also encouraging those team members whose name you announces in the meeting on the beginning. They also started work very wisely in future, because they are feeling a star in their team right now, and they have to keep that position in future also. So they are started working in that fashion also. So by this way guys, you are encouraging your team members, you are giving a faith from your side to your team members, and when you are giving these things to your team members or to your project team, at that time your project team will also provide faith from their side to you. If something happens by mistakenly from any team members, that team member can immediately approach you and gives you the entire situation that, hey boss, this is something happens from my side, this happens by mistakenly, now you just take care of it, because I am working on these areas and I'll resolve these things very soon. I'll provide you the success ratio of these areas also very soon. By this way, that person gives you the heads up on early manner. If in future, if somebody raise a question, then you may have answer for that particular situation, because you know these things. So you have to keep this in your mind. So by this way you are encouraging your team members. Now we will talk about some sort of disadvantages. So lack of privacy, yes guys, when actually these disadvantages is not happen with everyone, but in some sort of areas we seen that these disadvantages are happen with few team members. This is a very black or very dark area guys, very bad area, but I have to provide this to all of you, so that you should aware why these disadvantages are there. So lack of privacy, yes guys, when you are messaging something to your peers or your colleagues or maybe your management, this is something between you and that person, this is very personal, which you provided, but maybe that person can share it with other persons unknowingly, or uh, without notifying you, and by this way that person just losing the privacy between you and that person, and share those content with other team members, with other management peoples. This may create some misunderstanding between management and you, or this may goes misinterpretedly towards management, towards team members, towards client side, and this may create a very bad situation in future for you. And at that time when this bad situation arises, at that time maybe your communication which happens through messaging, maybe it's a jabber or maybe Skype or maybe text messaging through mobile to mobile or maybe WhatsApp communication, you cannot deny that I haven't said this, because that comes from your profile. So you cannot deny, you have to accept it. You try to convince them that I haven't pointed like this way, but still those guys may not be in that situation to listen you. If those guys are in that situation, maybe it's a good thing or maybe it's a plus point for you, but this happens very rarely guys. So this is a lack of privacy, this is a disadvantage. Distraction from real life, yes guys, when we are doing a communication system, maybe somewhere we are distracting ourselves from our personal life. Say for example, out of my office time, if I got some sort of message from my peers, from my manager, or from my junior, at that time this is something distracting from my real life, my personal life, which is only for my family members. I'm just reading the message. I'm just understanding the point. Maybe the point is not that much serious, but because my peers has messaging me, so I think I have to look into that. I open my laptop, I open everything, and I started working on those areas. So this is somewhere I'm distracting from my life, and maybe I'm losing my family relation, my personal relation, my friends relation in these areas. So guys, I'm requesting you, after office time, please don't message your peers, your colleagues, or your managers till it's not really important. If it's really important, then message your peers, your colleagues, or your management guys. Even when you are messaging, start your messaging with this line that, hey man, I'm disturbing you, please forgive me, but this is really very important, you have to look into this area, and this is the situation. If that situation is really important for that particular person, then you have to message like this. Otherwise, avoid those messages. Try to resolve those situation on your level only. Now, potential for misunderstanding. Maybe guys, this is, I am taking you somewhere. If all you guys are using WhatsApp, I'm assuming these things, or maybe Facebook. So when you are messaging on Facebook or WhatsApp, we are using some sort of shortcut. I'm not remembering that much shortcut guys, but I'm giving you one of an example. LOL, lots of love, lots of laugh. So I'm using this shortcut in my messaging. Now this is uh, misunderstanding for someone. Maybe I'm even using some sort of emojis with these messages. So this will create some sort of misunderstanding. If I'm communicating with my friend, and if my friend feels some sort of misunderstanding, immediately my friend may call me and ask me, what do you want to say by this message, and I'll tell what exactly I want to tell that person. But if I'm sending such messages to my peers, to my colleagues, who are above peers, below friends, they are somewhere in middle, maybe those person won't call me. Those person just read it and take it as per their thinking. Maybe these thinkings goes somewhere in some sort of misunderstanding things. So guys, when you are messaging somebody, be careful. If it is in friends, you can use it very casually, no issue, because your friends take it you seriously sometime they won't take it you seriously, and they just avoid the message. But if you are talking with your office colleagues, your business colleagues, at that time, be informal and be safe while you are communicating through these messaging apps, while you are using your emojis, because it may create some sort of misunderstanding between both the persons. Now, decline of grammars and spellings. Yes, this is again related to same the above point. In WhatsApp and Facebook, we use mostly the shortcut of every word. Uh, like L18 means something different, or LOL is something different. The every words have different meaning when it comes in that particular sentence. So likewise, if we are doing our messaging or doing our communication with our peers and colleagues, maybe official peers and colleagues, maybe it again creates some sort of different view at your side from the person whom receiving that particular messages. So please try to make grammatically correct messages, maybe correct spell messages, because every word have different meaning when that particular word is going in different sentences. Giving second example of same thing guys, if I'm talking with somebody face to face, if I am doing some sort of pressure on particular word, then the meaning of that particular word is different. If I'm just talking it in a layer level or in a smooth level, maybe the meaning of that particular word is different here. So by this way, guys, the communication goes. But when you are communicated it through email, through messaging services, through your communication media, without voice media, uh, text media, at that time your communication should be that much proper, because you don't know how the next person will take it. It may be take it grantedly, it may take it seriously, it may take it jokingly. So this is the reason you have to make sure when you are communicated. So these are the disadvantages, guys, while you are talking with any person. Now